Welcome to IELTS Vocabulary Practice. In this video, you will learn 100 essential words in one go. Just listen and repeat. Each word is spoken twice, followed by synonyms and an academic example sentence repeated twice. All in English for natural learning. Are you ready? Let's get started.
Grateful, grateful, thankful, appreciative. She was grateful for the support from her colleagues. She was grateful for the support from her colleagues. Outer, outer, external, exterior. The outer walls of the building were recently restored. The outer walls of the building were recently restored. Agricultural, agricultural, farming, rural. The region's agricultural economy depends heavily on irrigation. The region's agricultural economy depends heavily on irrigation. Panel, panel, board, committee. A panel of experts reviewed the research proposal. A panel of experts reviewed the research proposal. Pleasant, pleasant, enjoyable, agreeable. The seminar ended with a pleasant discussion. The seminar ended with a pleasant discussion. Trace, trace, track, follow. Scientists can trace the origin of the virus. Scientists can trace the origin of the virus. Fee, fee, charge, payment. Students must pay a registration fee each semester. Students must pay a registration fee each semester. Decade, decade, 10 years, era. The past decade has seen rapid technological change. The past decade has seen rapid technological change. Holy, holy, sacred, divine. The city is considered a holy place by many religions. The city is considered a holy place by many religions. Disaster, disaster, catastrophe, tragedy. The earthquake was the worst disaster in the country's history. The earthquake was the worst disaster in the country's history. Broadly, broadly, generally, widely. The theory was broadly accepted by the scientific community. The theory was broadly accepted by the scientific community. Encourage, encourage, support, inspire. Teachers should encourage students to ask questions. Teachers should encourage students to ask questions. Lie, lie, recline, rest. The town lies on the border between two regions. The town lies on the border between two regions. Coal, coal, fuel, charcoal. Coal remains an important source of energy worldwide. Coal remains an important source of energy worldwide. Belief, belief, faith, conviction. The belief in equal rights is fundamental to democracy. The belief in equal rights is fundamental to democracy. Row, row, line, series. The books were arranged in a neat row on the shelf. The books were arranged in a neat row on the shelf. Attractive, attractive, appealing, charming. The program offers attractive opportunities for young researchers. The program offers attractive opportunities for young researchers. Protect. Protect. Defend. Safeguard. Laws exist to protect endangered species. Laws exist to protect endangered species. Description. Description. Account. Explanation. The paper includes a detailed description of the process. The paper includes a detailed description of the process. Vital. Vital. Essential. Crucial. Water is vital for human survival. Water is vital for human survival. Tradition. Tradition. Custom. Heritage. The festival is part of a long-standing tradition. The festival is part of a long-standing tradition. Criminal. Criminal. Offender. Lawbreaker. The criminal was sentenced to 5 years in prison. The criminal was sentenced to 5 years in prison. Treaty. Treaty. Agreement. Pact. The two countries signed a peace treaty. The two countries signed a peace treaty. Advance. Advance. Progress. Develop. Technology continues to advance at a rapid pace. Technology continues to advance at a rapid pace. Identify. Identify. Recognize. Determine. The study aims to identify the key factors influencing growth. The study aims to identify the key factors influencing growth.
Acid. Acid. Corrosive. Compound. The lab tested the strength of the acid solution. The lab tested the strength of the acid solution. Effect. Effect. Influence. Impact. Climate change will affect agriculture in many regions. Climate change will affect agriculture in many regions. Minor. Minor. Small. Insignificant. The error was considered a minor issue in the analysis. The error was considered a minor issue in the analysis. Ministry. Ministry. Department. Agency. The Ministry of Education announced new reforms. The Ministry of Education announced new reforms. Bound. Bound. Tied. Obligated. Researchers are bound by ethical guidelines. Researchers are bound by ethical guidelines. Institution. Institution. Organization. Establishment. The institution is known for its research excellence. The institution is known for its research excellence. Principal. Principal. Head. Leader. The school principal addressed the assembly. The school principal addressed the assembly. Capable. Capable. Competent. Skilled. She is capable of handling complex data analysis. She is capable of handling complex data analysis. Stress. Stress. Pressure. Strain. The exam period causes high levels of stress among students. The exam period causes high levels of stress among students. Typical. Typical. Usual. Standard. It is typical for results to vary slightly between trials. It is typical for results to vary slightly between trials. Welfare. Welfare. Well-being. Benefit. The program was designed to improve social welfare. The program was designed to improve social welfare. Relative. Relative. Family. Relation. She stayed with a relative while studying abroad. She stayed with a relative while studying abroad. Beneath. Beneath. Under. Below. The fossils were found beneath the layers of rock. The fossils were found beneath the layers of rock. Enable. Enable. Allow. Facilitate. The grant will enable further research in the field. The grant will enable further research in the field. But. Location. Mark. The rainforest is a biodiversity hotspot. The rainforest is a biodiversity hotspot. Meanwhile. Meanwhile. At the same time. Simultaneously. Meanwhile, the control group showed no significant change. Meanwhile, the control group showed no significant change. Charged. Charged. Energized. Accused. The atmosphere in the hall was emotionally charged. The atmosphere in the hall was emotionally charged. Entire. Entire. Whole. Complete. The entire dataset was reanalyzed for accuracy. The entire dataset was reanalyzed for accuracy. Criticism. Criticism. Critique. Disapproval. The proposal received strong criticism from reviewers. The proposal received strong criticism from reviewers. Phase. Phase. Stage. Period. The experiment was conducted in 3 distinct phases. The experiment was conducted in 3 distinct phases. Explanation. Explanation. Clarification. Interpretation. The professor gave a clear explanation of the theory. The professor gave a clear explanation of the theory. Significance. Significance. Importance. Meaning. The study highlights the significance of early education. The study highlights the significance of early education. Injury. Injury. Wound. Damage. The player was sidelined due to a knee injury. The player was sidelined due to a knee injury. Vast. Vast. Immense. Enormous. The desert covers a vast area of land. The desert covers a vast area of land. Revolution. Revolution. Uprising. Transformation. The Industrial Revolution reshaped global economies. The Industrial Revolution reshaped global economies.
Rare. Rare. Uncommon. Exceptional. Such rare species are often found only in remote habitats. Such rare species are often found only in remote habitats. Severe. Severe. Harsh. Intense. The country faced severe economic difficulties. The country faced severe economic difficulties. Unlike. Unlike. Different from. Dissimilar. Unlike the others, this sample showed abnormal results. Unlike the others, this sample showed abnormal results. Obtain, obtain, acquire, gain. Researchers must obtain permission before starting fieldwork. Researchers must obtain permission before starting fieldwork. Settlement, settlement, colony, agreement. The ancient settlement was located near the river. The ancient settlement was located near the river. Somewhat, somewhat, rather, slightly. The results were somewhat surprising to the reviewers. The results were somewhat surprising to the reviewers. Represent, represent, symbolize, depict. The data represent the average values across all groups. The data represent the average values across all groups. Permanent, permanent, lasting, enduring. The changes had a permanent effect on the environment. The changes had a permanent effect on the environment. Contain, contain, hold, include. The box may contain important historical documents. The box may contain important historical documents. Amongst, amongst, amid, between. There was disagreement amongst the panel of experts. There was disagreement amongst the panel of experts. Purchase, purchase, buy, acquire. Students can purchase textbooks at the campus store. Students can purchase textbooks at the campus store. Advertising, advertising, promotion, publicity. The company increased its spending on digital advertising. The company increased its spending on digital advertising. Inner, inner, internal, inside. The inner structure of the cell is highly complex. The inner structure of the cell is highly complex. Combination, combination, mixture, blend. Success results from a combination of talent and effort. Success results from a combination of talent and effort. Afford, afford, manage, spare. Many families cannot afford higher education costs. Many families cannot afford higher education costs. Sum, total, amount. The sum of the two variables was calculated. The sum of the two variables was calculated. Channel, route, pathway. The river created a natural channel through the valley. The river created a natural channel through the valley. Religion, faith, belief. Religion plays an important role in many cultures. Religion plays an important role in many cultures. Temperature, heat, warmth. The experiment measured changes in body temperature. The experiment measured changes in body temperature. Struggle, fight, strive. The community continues to struggle with poverty. The community continues to struggle with poverty. Store, keep, save. The data were stored in a secure database. The data were stored in a secure database. Author, Writer, creator. The author of the book won an international prize. The author of the book won an international prize. Odd, odd. Strange, unusual. It seems odd that he did not attend the meeting. It seems odd that he did not attend the meeting. Assistance, assistance. Help, support. The project succeeded with financial assistance. The project succeeded with financial assistance. Agent, agent. Representative, official. A travel agent arranged the tour for the group. A travel agent arranged the tour for the group.
Missing, missing. Lost, absent. The report is missing an important section. The report is missing an important section. Republic, republic. State, nation. France is a republic with a long history. France is a republic with a long history. Tone, tone. Sound, attitude. His tone of voice showed confidence. His tone of voice showed confidence. Expert, expert. Specialist, professional. An expert in economics explained the results. An expert in economics explained the results. Moreover, moreover. Furthermore, in addition. Moreover, the findings support previous research. Moreover, the findings support previous research. Somehow, somehow. In some way, by some means. Somehow they managed to finish the project on time. Somehow they managed to finish the project on time. Proposal, proposal. Suggestion, plan. The committee approved the proposal unanimously. The committee approved the proposal unanimously. Argue, argue. Debate, claim. The lawyer argued that the law was unfair. The lawyer argued that the law was unfair. Vehicle, vehicle. Car, transport. Electric vehicles are becoming increasingly popular. Electric vehicles are becoming increasingly popular. Involve, involve. Include, engage. The project involves collaboration between countries. The project involves collaboration between countries. Soil, soil. Earth, ground. Soil quality affects agricultural production. Soil quality affects agricultural production. Van, van. Truck, transporter. The goods were delivered by a van. The goods were delivered by a van. Conduct, conduct. Carry out, manage. The survey was conducted by a research team. The survey was conducted by a research team. Novel, novel. Book, fiction. She wrote a novel about life during the war. She wrote a novel about life during the war. Rarely, rarely. Seldom, infrequently. Such opportunities are rarely available to students. Such opportunities are rarely available to students. Persuade, persuade. convince, influence. The teacher tried to persuade the class to join the debate. The teacher tried to persuade the class to join the debate. Depth, depth. Profundity, intensity. The depth of the ocean remains largely unexplored. The depth of the ocean remains largely unexplored. Gradually, gradually. Slowly, progressively. The patient gradually recovered after surgery. The patient gradually recovered after surgery. Intelligence, intelligence. Intellect, wisdom. Artificial intelligence is transforming many industries. Artificial intelligence is transforming many industries. Tendency, tendency. Inclination, habit. There is a tendency for inflation to rise in times of growth. There is a tendency for inflation to rise in times of growth. Operate, operate. Function, control. The machine can operate at high temperatures. The machine can operate at high temperatures. Discrimination, discrimination. Bias, prejudice. Laws exist to prevent discrimination in the workplace. Laws exist to prevent discrimination in the workplace. Platform, platform. Stage, podium. The speaker stood on the platform to address the crowd. The speaker stood on the platform to address the crowd. Agriculture, agriculture. Farming, cultivation. Advances in agriculture have improved food security. Advances in agriculture have improved food security. Clerk, clerk. Office worker, secretary. The clerk entered the data into the computer system. The clerk entered the data into the computer system.
You made it to the end. That's a great achievement. Listen again for better memory and keep practicing every day. If you found this useful, don't forget to like and subscribe for more IELTS vocabulary practice. And if you liked it, share it with your study buddies. See you in the next lesson.